episode 1602 of the Multifamily Collective. Let's talk about the propensity to make, let's call them smart-aleck remarks. I think that there are leaders in the world who believe, or it is innate in them that they believe, that being a smart-aleck or borderline jerk in some cases is a way to inspire people, is a way to motivate them. But I can tell you just from this leader's perspective that if you're led in that way, if you're subject to being led in that way, and each and every time that you have an interaction with the person who is giving you direction or guidance or counsel or mentorship in the multifamily space in a direct sort of reporting relationship, over time that starts to wear on the person. Now, that's not to suggest that there aren't criticisms that are due to that person you might be leading or that you might be led by. The introduction of those things, the use of that particular leadership strategy or tactic could work in a short frame over a short period of time or periodically through that relationship. But if that is your go-to, if you get in an emotionally loaded circumstance, be it assets are not performing or people are not performing or something is not happening to your desire in your organization, and you start to lean on that tactic very heavily and you overuse it, then the person that is being led or the person that you are leading will grow fatigued by that. And the downside of that particular tactic or strategy, leadership tactic or strategy, is that you create a silent participant in your organization. In other words, that person at some point will just stop responding to the way that you speak to them, and they'll just sort of become status quo in your organization, and they will do just enough to make sure that they are creating an outcome, but not overdo it or overcommit or work extra hours or give that level of engagement they are accustomed to giving, because they don't feel or they don't receive any positive encouragement. Every one of us desires, every human in the world desires some sort of edification as it relates to the effort that they are putting into an organization, the effort they're putting into building something. But if you just beat them down subtly through smart-aleck remarks, pithy statements, at some point they just go silent, they participate, they engage, but then you've planted seeds in their mind to start to look for another opportunity or to move on with whatever it is that they are desiring out of a work engagement with your organization. So my encouragement to you today is, if your default mechanism in terms of leading and inspiring and moving somebody is pithy, smart-aleck remarks, no matter the subject, just be aware that at some point people grow fatigued and they disengage and they start to look for other opportunities out there in the world, because it's not worth it. At some point, it's not worth it anymore. And you get the message, the person gets the message, and they just move on. And then you've lost potentially you've lost a very valuable participant in your organization. And the downside of that is the cost of replacement, both the tacit costs and the costs that you can't really measure. You experience all of that in trying to replace that person. So there it is. My encouragement to you today is, if that is a tactic that you use it sparingly. Don't you overuse it, because you'll run people off. You'll run them out of your organization. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.